Happy Sunday and welcome to another vlog. It's good to see you. So if you watched my last vlog, you know I got my hair done, and as you can see, the curls have all fallen out already. When she was curling my hair, the hairdresser was like, "Oh, how long do curls normally last in your hair?" And I was like, I couldn't tell you because I don't know how to do my hair, so I never curl it. And anyway, as she was doing it and putting hairspray in, she's like, "Oh my gosh, I really hope this lasts for like days and days." Well, sorry, my hair disagrees. Anyway, it's Sunday, which means it's my baking day, and I'm also thinking I might put something in the crock pot so that I have like meals prepped for dinners this week, just to make it easier so I can get some like study and stuff done in the afternoons. It's 8 a.m. I woke up before 6 a.m. for some bizarre reason. I do not know why. My baking today though is like not going to be legit baking. I did think about making cookies, but I make cookies all the time. I literally made cookies last week. So what I am going to do is, we have some Americans at work who are like temporarily over working here in Australia. And as far as I'm aware, well, I know for sure one of them has not ever had fairy bread. And I would say that the other one, he also hasn't tried fairy bread because he's only been in Australia for a month. So I'm going to make fairy bread and take in fairy bread to work. If you're also not Australian and you're not aware of what fairy bread is just white bread, butter with sprinkles, hundreds and thousands on it. But I'll show you, it's delicious. Classic Australian staple at every kid's birthday party. But once I do that, I have a lecture I need to finish watching, and then I want to do my discussion board post for criminology because I watched the movie and then I didn't do the post. So yeah, I just want to catch up on my lectures and get my readings done, but that will be like sort of a project for the next 2 weeks because I'm on mid-semester break now, which makes me very, very happy. And yeah, of course we're gonna get plenty of reading done. Oh, before I forget, because I lost the footage at the end of the video I posted last week, hang on. I bought these at the bookstore yesterday. I did not end up finding the Demix in the city. I just ended up finding the QBD that I already knew was there, but I had great luck at QBD. So I did want a Sign of Affection for my manga, but they didn't have it. But they did have Spy Family Volume 1, so I bought that. That was my thing, was like, I'm gonna get one manga and maximum one book. I almost thought I was gonna walk out without a book until we went around the corner of one of the things and found they had the most beautiful editions of classics at QBD, but this one, oh my gosh. Jane Eyre, the sprayed edge. They had so many classics with sprayed edges. There's a copy of War and Peace I've had my eye on. Yes, I already own War and Peace, but I'm a Tolstoy girl. And there's just this really beautiful leather-bound copy I've had my eye on. And QBD had that same leather-bound copy I've had my eye on with a silver sprayed edge, and I was like, but these painted editions are so insanely beautiful. I did not even know about these. They had Jane Eyre, Little Women, and Persuasion, all three books which I love. That's what they had on offer there. I was so tempted to get all three, but I really just like could not even afford it, and I was sticking to my promise to myself of only getting one. But wow, isn't she gorgeous? On the back it says, "I am no bird and no net ensnares me." I love Jane Eyre. It's one of my favorite books. I rewatch like the movies all the time. So yeah, those were my purchases from yesterday that I did not that I did film, and the footage works when I view it on my computer and when I was viewing it on my phone. But when I edit on CapCut desktop, and when I would import it into CapCut, it would just say 1 second. And like, no matter what I did, I deleted it. I deleted it from my computer, re-imported it from my phone, all that. It just was not gonna work. So I had to give up, unfortunately. Hello, happy Monday. My ACOTAR collector's edition has arrived. So I'm gonna open it on camera. I'm feeling like so nauseous. I just went for my walk and picked this up on the way back from my walk. And normally I do like more like a 5K walk, but today I only did like maybe 3.5 because I was just so nauseous. I'm not exactly sure why. Like I haven't eaten anything that would make me feel unwell, but I don't know. The endometriosis has all sorts of side effects and all sorts of symptoms, I guess I should say, and chronic nausea is one that's on and off, so whatever. Let's bust this bad boy open. What's the outside box? Very pretty. So cool. That is awesome. That is so cool. And papers. Ooh, the map looks really nice. I'm just looking at it in silence. Oh my gosh. Wow. So pretty. Numbering on each chapter and these designs up in the corner. I love it. Now I really want the Throne of Glass collectors. How pretty. I'm gonna send my friend some pictures of this now and I'm going to chill for a bit because I feel sick. I am in so much pain. Oh. Let me just say there's literally no rhyme or reason to my endometriosis pain anymore. Like endometriosis pain tends to be cyclical, but I am under treatment, so I don't have a cycle for the pain to be cyclical for, so it's just, so it's just like every now and again I will just be in so much pain for no reason, seemingly no reason, but hey, I'll take it. It's better than being in pain all day, every day, like I was before surgery and treatment. But holy moly, that hurts. It is so much fun. I love my body. Hello swans and ducks and other weird birds with the red eyes. Where's it, baby? Hello. Your baby is very cute. I have no bread, so don't come asking me for bread. Happy Tuesday. So it was my half day, like study day from work today, which was good. I got through a lecture, and while I was listening to the lecture, I read a bunch more of my Alexander Hamilton biography. So that was good. I also, like, while that was happening, the electricians came around and fixed my air conditioning isolator, so that's appreciated because we might be needing a heater in the mornings, temperatures soon. I did turn on my heater this morning. We have like a policy, like an unspoken but is spoken, but I guess an unwritten rule around here that you're like weak if you turn your heater on before Anzac Day. I did not give a fuck this morning that it has not yet been Anzac Day, and I turned that shit right on. It was cold. I like rotate my pillows to, like, you know, first to help my skin, and I really don't need, let's be honest, like I am not sleeping with 6 pillows all at once and using them all. But I threw in like my pillowcases and my towels and like my face cloths that I'd used last week, and I have this black towel that I have major beef with, and I honestly need to throw it in the bin. I bought it because I was like, wow, look at this luxurious bath sheet. Isn't it so nice? And then I noticed immediately that I just got, it like kind of sheds. Like I get little black pieces of lint anywhere it touches me. So it's a massive pain in the bum. Anyway, so I used that one though because all my pink ones were on the drying rack and at the time, so I just grabbed the black one. And I washed that black towel with my tea towels, pillowcases, face washes, and this is what it's supposed to look like. I like pink, in case you can't tell. This is what the matching one has come out looking like. Thanks to that evil black towel. I'm not pleased. White one doesn't look too bad comparatively, but it's definitely gone a bit dull and more on the grey side. I immediately washed both of these, like once I got them out and realised that they had been tarnished by the black towel. I immediately got these out and I had to wash my whites anyway, so I put them in with my whites with like heaps of Vanish nappy sand, and it helped a little bit, but not enough. I do worry that this might not be salvageable, but I'll wash it a few more times and hopefully it comes good. I doubt it though. I think it's ruined. Anyway, I gotta put them on the pillows. Don't know where my day has gone. I guess because I think the electricians was supposed to come at 12 o'clock, and so I was like, I cleaned up my apartment, like I vacuumed, I put stuff away, like I cleaned up my kitchen real nice while I was like waiting for them, because I get home at like around, today I got home at like 20 to 12, so I did all of that. I like made myself a smoothie, was waiting, I was like, at this point I was like, okay, they're gonna be late, who knows when they're gonna arrive. So I got in bed for a while because I felt really tired, and I was like, I don't want to start studying and like put my headphones on and not hear if like my buzzer goes off or whatever. And so I laid in bed until they rocked up at like after 1:30 this afternoon. So that was a major waste of like almost 2 hours of my life. I mean, yes, I got cleaning done and stuff, but I really should have just started studying in that time that I was laying in bed doing absolutely nothing. Yeah, I did a bit and read the biography, but I still feel like kind of unsatisfied with what I got done. I have a quiz I need to do for my intelligence subject as well. I'm gonna do that tomorrow after work and gym, I think. I did my discussion board post though for criminology about the movie we had to watch last week, so that was good. And then really once I get the quiz done, I think I can get ahead on my readings for class, and I'll have to look at maybe starting my final assignment for intelligence and my essay for crim. I also, like, at least for intelligence, have to wait to get my marks back really on the first part before I can like proceed to the second part with confidence. And I already have some sources for the second part, so that's good. So I'm 546 pages into the Alexander Hamilton biography, I think out of like 730 or 750, so getting there, made some good progress today. I did a post on my Instagram story earlier saying, and I like showed a bit of the book where it was something Aaron Burr had written about Monroe, I think, and it was so funny, and I took a photo of it and put it on my Instagram story, and I said, on today's episode of the real founding fathers of Philadelphia, and I thought that was funny, but it's probably not as funny as I think it is. Anyway, I'm 22 chapters into Temple of the Wind, so 250 pages. This is so good. I wanted to just push through last night, but I was so tired. But I really, really want to finish this because it's so good. Kaylin is so funny in this. Like, so there's this other female character who's arrived, Nadine, who has like a history with Richard. And Kaylin had like some sympathy to Nadine at first, and then Richard basically said, like, why is Nadine still here? Why are you letting her stay? And Kaylin's like, oh, I have sympathy for her, and Richard said, you don't know the full story. but he didn't tell her what it was. So Kaylin tricks Nadine into telling her the full story of like her history with Richard and Richard's stepbrother Michael. And anyway, so it wasn't good for Nadine. And like Kaylin now has multiple times like very angrily referred to Nadine as a whore. And there's just something so funny about it. Like, look, I'm not here for calling women that in real life, but in the book and when it's Kaylin saying it, it is so funny. I can't describe it. Happy Wednesday! So today at work I was going through my diary, and my diary has all my work stuff written in it and my university stuff as well. Anyway, I opened it up and I saw that I had written in that my intelligence quiz that I thought was due on Thursday was actually due at 4 p.m. today. And I was like, shit. So I had packed my gym bag and everything. I was going to the gym after work. But when I go to the gym, I finish work at 2:30. It would take me till at least 3 o'clock to get to the gym. And then if I went for an hour or more, I obviously wouldn't make it home in time to do my quiz by 4 o'clock. So I come straight home to do my quiz. I log into the university portal and it's like, the quiz closes at 11:59 tonight. I was like, so I could have gone to the gym. Why then did you write on the assessment guide that it closes at 4 p.m? Anyway, it doesn't matter. I did my quiz, it's over and done with. So yeah, I don't know why I thought it was due on Thursday though. Whatever, doesn't matter, it's done. I had some dinner, I did some reading of Sword of Truth. I'm about halfway through Temple of the Winds at the moment. It's really good so far, I'm really enjoying it. Richard and Kaylin have not been separated, which makes me extremely excited. It's so nice to have a book where they're finally together. Like, they each have separate things that they're doing, but they are together. The only thing that concerns me is that I'm halfway through the book and they're not married yet. And Kaylin's always like, let's just go and get married now, Richard. And he's like, oh, I better sort out X, Y, and Z first and then we'll go, I promise. Like, just go and get married. What is going on out there? Ladies and gentlemen. Oh my. What is going on? Everyone needs to relax. So yes, Richard and Kaylin have not been separated. Richard and Kaylin have not been separated in this book, which is good. They each have their own things they're working on, which is great. I am concerned. I do want them to go and get married. There are prophecies in play as always. There's danger as always. This book so far has a lot more focus on the politics, which I really enjoy. I like politics in my fantasy. Fantasy politics are one of the most interesting things to me. Strong and well thought out political systems make a fantasy, is part of what makes a fantasy really good in my opinion. So I enjoy the political side. I enjoy some of the new characters, even the very annoying ones like Nadine. And yeah, it's really good. But now I thought, it's about 6 o'clock. I just had a shower and everything. I thought maybe I'll sit down and I'll do some writing for a while. Something a bit different. I can do a bit of reading when I get into bed proper. What is with the sirens? What is going on? I hope everyone's okay. I live in a good area. Like, this doesn't usually happen. I thought I'd show you my journals though that I've been filling up with writing in my hand drafting / brainstorming. So this one is from Dreamy Moons. I love Annie Tarasover, I love her work. So this journal's great. I've been using this a long time. It's great. I've got all sorts of stuff in here from the beginning, from like job applications. Like, this book is full of prayers. There's even like script ideas in here from when I was previously on YouTube like 4 years ago. Yeah, it's pretty pretty interesting. Like lots of prayers, lots of journaling when I first joined my job, and it was like quite difficult. I've got tarot card studies in here. I try not to read any of it too much because it is embarrassing. But so I started it pretty far back in this book. I only had a few pages left, but this was where I started, I guess, drafting my new story. When I came up with the idea, this is like my first map. I can't draw, so you know, I just do my best. And once I filled that, I moved on to this one. This is just a sticker I've put on it. This was an anime journal, so it has like, starts off as an anime journal, and it's like so cringy. I try not to look at it. I don't mind this one though. So dumb. I just used to watch like the anime journal videos, and I was like, oh my god, I want to do that so bad, but I don't have an artistic or aesthetic bone in my body, so it's just embarrassing. Like I don't, my handwriting's fine, but like I don't have nice handwriting. Oh, I don't. I mean, these are okay. They're less egregious than some of the other ones. Oh my god, Ride Your Wave, I totally forgot about that movie. Yeah, these are pretty egregious. Oh, I love Azulane. But yeah, I moved past giant spread for Promare. I did some normal journaling in here too, some budgeting, and then, but I had totally abandoned it while I was filling this one up. And then, yeah, once I filled that one, I moved on for further drafting in here. So I've got like the carrot. Oh my god. Someone in my apartment complex walked the biggest dog you've ever seen. And it barks really, really loud. So yeah, this is all like drafting. I've done so much. Drafting. So I've only got that much left of the book. In the back, I have like, I've got like a language system. So I've got like the language, the names of the dragons in the book. I've got a page ready to go for information about each type of dragon. I have a different map for a different region. I have significant places. I have the summaries of like features and core history of the different fantasy races in the book, which is 5 pages long, although 6 pages long. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. If I ever do publish, I'll probably just self-publish it. Maybe I'll submit it, but you never know. I don't have high hopes. I don't typically have good luck, and nothing I do is like ever popular. So I'm sure no publisher will want to pick up my shit, but I am very passionate and I enjoy it a lot. So maybe one day someone will get to read it. Howdy, I'm back on the couch. Work dragged today, but it was like good. It was a good day. It just went very, very long. I went to the gym after work and I did like elliptical and I did some stretching because my shoes are dead. So I gotta go on the elliptical. Just had dinner, showered and stuff, and now you bet what I'm gonna do. And listen to some Ali Art videos in the background because I have watched all of Ali Art's videos. Like, I'm not kidding you, I've watched all of them. And I find her voice, her accent so relaxing. And because I don't focus on the content, because I've seen all the videos multiple times, it's like a really good relaxation for me. Even her newest video, which was like how to not look dowdy or whatever, I have fallen asleep to multiple times. This is really good. The main conflict is, well, part of a larger conflict, but the main issue currently in the book is that there is a plague in Aidendrill, and according to the prophecy is going to not very kindly affect Richard and Caitlin. So we'll see. I hope it goes well. I don't like it when they argue and they're still not married. Where do I even start? It's 11:15 p.m. for starters. I had to finish this book. You don't understand. I have never... At first I was like, oh yeah, this... Well, at first, for the majority of the book, I was like, oh yeah, this is a 4-star, like it's good, but it's not... It doesn't invoke the same emotions as the other ones in the series have. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Oh my god. I don't know how he does it. I literally don't know how he does it. Like, it makes me want to find his grave, dig him up, strangle him, say, why the fuck would you do this to me? And then give him a big kiss and say, I love you. Thank you for doing this to me. Just the playing with my emotions is so extreme. There is a torture scene at the end of this book that is... I don't know what it is about Terry, but he's like... His villains are always legitimately vile. Like, actually vile. Normally villains in books, you're like, oh yeah, I can kind of see his point, and oh, he kills people, but it's not too bad. In these books, the villains are literally like disgusting monsters and you can't empathize with them at all. It's brilliant. I don't know how he does it. Oh my gosh. But in the last few pages, they finally got married. Oh my god, this was so good. I had to hold back tears. Oh, the stakes are just... Like, you know everything's gonna work out, but the stakes are so high all the time. It's very stressful. But oh my gosh, I'm looking forward to the next book. What's the next one? Soul of the Fire. I'm looking forward to Soul of the Fire. I need to know what happens next, but I've got to read some other things first. If it wasn't so late, I would start the Red Queen now, but it's really late, so I need to go to sleep because I'm very tired. So tomorrow, we're going to start the Red Queen. But for now, oh my gosh, 5 out of 5. Easy. This series was so good. I wish I could make everyone read it. Ah. Hello, happy Saturday. It is just about to go on midday now. I've had a fairly productive morning. I wanted to sleep in because it's the weekend. But sure enough, like 5 minutes before 6 a.m, I was awake. And try as I might, I could not get back to sleep. So mucked around on my phone for like an hour. And then I started reading The Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I am actually really enjoying this so far. I'm 88 pages in. This is like the book I got from book club, so I've been annotating as I go. And my friends' annotations make me giggle. I love it. This is why we're doing it. So I read that for a little bit, put my laundry on, went for my nice long walk, came back, more laundry. I deep cleaned both my bathrooms. I vacuumed, I've mopped the floors, so yeah, we're going well. I washed my hair after my walk, which is why I'm looking a bit. But I managed to brush it because once it was only slightly damp, so that's something. And I've just put on makeup because why not? I don't really wear makeup through the week because it's just not really like the culture in my job, and screw waking up early enough to do it most of the time. Like, I'll sometimes put some makeup on if I feel like it in the mornings, and if I have enough time, but yeah, not very often. And I can't do a lot because of the dress standards of my job as well. So even if I do wear makeup, all I can do is like a bit of foundation, mascara, eyebrows, and that's it. I just had a can of tuna and I've made this bad boy. This frozen juice. I've got cranberry juice, pineapple juice, pomegranate, avils, like whatever the pomegranate seeds are called, frozen, and like a frozen tropical fruit mix in there. Just gonna do some more annotating of this book that I'm actually really enjoying and drink my juicy juice. I finished. This was actually really good. I really liked it. It's like, I wish I had honestly read this when I was like 15, 16 years old. I would have adored it. This is like, fits right into the teen dystopian era of like Divergent and the Hunger Games. Like, oh my gosh, I would have loved this when I was a teenager, and I had a really great time now, hence why I finished the whole thing in a day. I give this a 4.5, and not even really because I have any criticisms of it. I just didn't like j'adore. But you know, I did just finish reading Temple of the Winds, which I did adore, so everything's gonna kind of pale in comparison. This is firmly YA. She's a really good writer though. As we would go, because I annotated the book, well, I wrote in the book, as we would go along, things would happen and I would write in the margins like, but this doesn't make sense because of this. And then as the book went on, she actually tied up the loose ends, which I really appreciated. I really thought they were going to be like quite a few plot holes or just maybe things that were forgotten about different people's abilities along the way. But no, she tied it up all really well. So I really liked that. The chemistry was a little bit weak, but I do like how it was done. The main character's reaction though to something that happens in the end and some of the things that she says to one of the male characters didn't quite make sense to me, because I never saw the character as feeling the way she said she felt. Not about like the love interest, the main love interest, or who I think the main love interest is. This is definitely not primarily about the romance, which is cool too. So essentially this book is about a dystopian society where there are silvers and reds, and so silvers bleed silver blood and reds bleed red blood. And the distinction between the two, other than the color of their blood, is that the silvers have abilities that the reds don't have, and so the silvers oppress the reds and they use the red, like they conscript the reds to go and like fight battles against another nation. And our main character, she's 17. So the whole time I was reading the book, I was aging all the characters up to about 22 to 25 for my own enjoyment. But our main character's 17. She has 3 older brothers who have been conscripted. She has a friend who is like the answer to Gale, the Prim Reaper. You basically, if you're a red and you're 17, your 2 options is like get a job, or you're conscripted if you don't have a profession. And she didn't have a profession, but her childhood friend did. He was a fisherman's apprentice, and he loses his job. And our main character, she cannot fathom the idea of him going away to be conscripted in the war. So she's going to essentially smuggle him and herself out of the place they live, the stilts, to get somewhere safer so that he will not be conscripted, because she doesn't want to potentially lose another person she cares about. So they find like these people smugglers and they set the price really exorbitantly high. So she's trying to get the money, but then while she's trying to do that, like a terrorist group or a freedom fighter group of reds commits an attack, and it sort of spirals from there. And then she is lamenting the fact that she's not going to get enough money to smuggle her and her friend out of the area, and she ends up talking to a stranger, and then all of a sudden she's being removed from her home and told to go and work for the royal family for an event that they're doing, because of course all the servants are reds and not silvers. So she is serving in this event and something happens, and it's alluded to beforehand, but then they make the discovery that she has the power to conduct she conducts electricity. She has electric powers, but she's not a silver. And so obviously this has been spotted by a lot of people at this event, that she has powers, but she is presumably a red. And so they have to cover it up and come up with some sort of explanation for it, and at the same time use an excuse that's going to keep her close to the royal family so they can have full control of the situation. And meanwhile, our main character is joining the freedom fighters. So yeah, it was really interesting. Smashed through it. I really, really enjoyed this book. This is so silly, but I have like one sort of silly criticism. So the different abilities have names for them. So obviously, like, there's telekinesis, and then there's nicknames for each of these things. So like people with telekinesis are called like telkies, and then there's just a few of the nicknames or the colloquial names for the people with the abilities in this book are so corny. And I also don't like that the characters are all 17 to 19 years old. I understand, like, it's a YA, and especially in the era that this was like published, that was the thing, but it's too unrealistic. Like, the way they behave is more adult. Oh, also, one criticism I had in the beginning is that, of course, the FMC, she doesn't ever talk about being tiny or anything like that, which is good. But very early on, and when she's talking about her childhood friend, they're like, oh my gosh, he was starving, he was wasting away, and he's like a foot taller than me. I was like, of course he's a foot taller than you. And so basically he had been starving and her family like fed him. I'm like, well, obviously you fed him way too fucking much if this starving boy is now a foot taller than you. And then she talks about how her brothers are all really huge as well. And I'm like, how are all these starving people that tall? But then, so that was like silly. But then when she meets like the princes, I don't know how tall these princes are. How come we got to hear about how tall the brothers and the best friend are, but not the princes? Like, I'm curious. If the starving children, or the moderately starving children, can be so tall, how tall must the well-fed be? Stupid. That is my thoughts on Red Queen. This is not something I would have really thought to pick up myself, just because it's YA and I prefer like new adult, but I really, really liked it. It was good. So I'm glad that this was brought to book club. The next book from my TBR I'm going to work through is Archangel's Enigma, but I am going to save that for the next vlog because it is Saturday night and I end these vlogs on a Saturday night and pick up the next week's on the Sunday. So yeah, I'm going to say my goodbyes to you now so that I can edit this. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've stuck around this long, I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe, anything. Appreciate your time. Bye.